How's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. I'm here in the car studio. We're going to drive up to the post office, drop off some packages, then go to FedEx, drop off some packages over there, and then we're going to go have some dinner. Huh? We're going to pick up our son. Yeah. Dude, my son, I'm so proud of my son. We are so proud. He was an outstanding student.
Well, in the standardized testing that the state does,
I've always known this.
He
went above and beyond.
Yeah. He tested in the highest.
He tested in the highest.
So we're super proud of him.
Yeah, we're gonna take him out to dinner because he's a badass, just like his old man. He calls me old man. We're just proud of him. Thank you so much, Outlook. We're having a great day. We're super inspired. We're working hard. I realized that in order to reach higher levels of success, I need to push harder. I need to be a different person. I forget about that from time to time, and I recognize that that's something I cannot forget. Huh?
Yeah.
We cannot continue to forget that because that's very painful. So, how's it going, Jenny? How's it going, Cassandra? So, I've been an artist for over 20 years now, and some of the things that I've learned as an artist is that nothing will happen unless you make it happen. Nothing will happen. No matter what you do, no matter where you're going, whatever you're trying to achieve in your art career, the only way to get it is for you to move. And you have to move in a whole different way than you think you need to move. Most of us think that we need to move like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to work. No, like you have to move like you've never moved before. It is the only way. You have to wake up early, go to sleep late, I don't know, whatever you need to do. You know, you definitely have to sleep. You gotta sleep at least, your 8 hours. But what do you do with the 16 hours? What do you do with the rest of the hours? What are you doing with that? And here's the thing. I've never gotten paid when I somewhat work. Every time I half-ass work.
When you rest on your laurels?
When I rest on my laurels, when I'm like, oh my God, I had a great month, I get kicked right in the teeth. Like, my wife is afraid of my good months, huh? Aren't you?
Sometimes, yes.
Like, when we get a good month, like one of those, like, oh my God, we got a great month, Mm-hmm. She gets weary. She's like, oh, dude, let's not rest on our laurels. It looks too good. When it looks too good, and you don't keep on pushing, you suffer the consequence. It is a very painful mistake, especially when you're rolling. Now, if you're not rolling yet, if you're not working towards your goals yet, not working towards your goals, that's not. We're all working towards our goals. It's just that we do it in increments. If you're not going after it very hard, like with a lot of strength that you didn't even know you had in you, it's very hard to get anything.
I can drop them.
It's very hard to get anywhere. Are you sure? So,
look, guys, I'm letting him talk to you longer. You got excited. Are you sure?
Sure, because I have something to say.
I got stuff to say.
I got something to say.
I'll be back.
All right. But yeah, look, and I even pick it up. Look, every time that I'm not going hard, that I don't go hard on my artwork, on selling my artwork, on promoting my artwork, on talking about my artwork, every time that I don't go hard, I suffer the consequences. I get kicked right in the teeth. And I wasn't sure of what it was. I used to think it was something else. I wasn't sure what it was. I used to think that it was, the market is not responding right now. Or people don't like what I paint. Or I'm talking to the wrong crowd. Or all this BS, right? The reality is that I wasn't working hard enough. That was the only reality. The moment that I actually understood, because I knew this theoretically, and it had worked for me. So I was like, oh, okay. So I had data to back it up. But it wasn't until recently that I actually understood, dude, all you gotta do is pick up your activity. It's a hard concept because we all think that we're overworked. I know what some of you may be thinking. We all think that we're overworked. We all think that we have so many things. We have kids, we have family, we have, maybe you have a job. I don't know. We have jobs, we have different things. I don't. I work full-time as an artist. But look, here's the thing. The only reason I work full-time as an artist is because I started operating at levels that I had not even conceived of. I started painting, creating artwork, talking to people at levels that I had never done before. It was the only reason why it started working for me. Prior to that, being an artist had never worked for me. Like the whole I'm going to be an artist thing, it never worked for me. I've been an artist for over 20 years, and it hasn't been till the last about almost 7 years that I've actually started making a full-time income. Before that, it was very half-assed. Even in the beginning, when I started making a full-time income, it still was half-assed. In the beginning, it felt like, oh my God, right? My first year, I made over 6 figures. I started making over $10,000 a month selling artwork, and I thought that I was a shit, right? I was like, oh my God, I'm so great, blah blah blah. But I rested on my laurels. Now I know not everybody's about selling artwork. I understand that. I understand that it's not a message for everybody. I totally get that. But if you are into, I want to sell my artwork. I want to get into the gallery. Sorry about that, baby. I love you. If you're about getting into the galleries and whatnot, and you're not selling your work yet, for whatever reason, I don't know, you're not selling your work yet. Here's the little secret, guys. Your activity level is probably not high enough. I shit you not. The moment that I understood this, the moment that I started showing up at activity levels that I had before thought were crazy, it was when it started working. The moment that I was like, oh, you know what? Instead of posting one post on Instagram, one live on Instagram, I'm going to do 3, 4, 5 lives on Instagram. Rather than doing one post on Facebook, I'm going to do 20 posts on Facebook, 30 posts. Now I do over 100 posts on Facebook a day on my fan page, right? Rather than doing, and I know, it seems like, dude, what are you talking about? It's crazy. It's the activity. And then you learn what to do, right? Once you start doing the activity, you start learning what to do. You start learning, oh my God, okay, well, some people like this, people like that. But even when you start to learn what to do, don't believe yourself so much. Activity is senior to every other fucking thing. Activity is senior to like what you think might work, A/B split testing, and all that bullshit that people like to talk about. Activity always gets me out of a hole. Activity always, immense amount of activity, whatever it is, even if it's the wrong activity, always lifts my business to other levels, my art business. And I hadn't learned that. I hadn't learned that till recently. I'm always talking to you about that, right?
I totally don't know what you mentioned.
Activity. That when I lower my activity, I start thinking that it's something else.
Yeah.
I start thinking that that it could be like all kinds of shit, right? Like the market's not responding or whatever, you start making up stuff. You might even be tempted to think that your artwork is not good enough. Where are we going?
To go pick up Daniel.
Oh, okay. Way over there? Take Oracle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll start thinking all kinds of things. But the reality is that it's not that, guys. It's the activity level. You'll start thinking, maybe my artwork's not good enough. Maybe my medium's not good enough. Maybe my whatever, you know, the presentation, my frames are not fancy enough, you'll start making sense of it. But I'm not saying those things don't matter, but they do not matter. They do not really matter overall. They're not the... Did you point that way?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. They're not the factor. They're not the main factor. The main factor, the main thing that will make you or break you is going to be activity. How high is your activity? How much are you doing? Are you doing some of it? Are you doing a lot? Are you doing a lot compared to what you think a lot is? That's where you start winning. When you're doing a lot compared to what you think a lot is where you actually start winning. I'll leave you guys with that. I think my wife wants to talk to me. She wants to kick it with me because we're going to be driving.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon, all right? Bye-bye.